Hi there, this is Christian Blake, and this is the week 4 of the Body Chisel Fitness program. I hope you have been experiencing some changes in your body already and in your life as a whole, because I expect you to experience positive changes before getting to week 4 of this program. First, I want to congratulate you for getting to this point because not many people who start with a program follow through diligently to the end. So thumbs up on that. In this week of the Body Chisel Fitness program, I want to start off by talking about how to maintain your weight after weight loss. Have you lost some weight already? Are you yet to start seeing results in your body? What have you not done? What have you done? If you can answer this entire question rightly, it means you still have hope of getting the best of this program even at this time. Now, a sincere answer to a question that could cause a change in your life will turn almost everything around if you have not yet started getting the result you deserve. On the other hand, if you have been recording results with this program already, then I'm glad that it is working out for you just as planned. The whole idea of this program is to actually have you see the result we talk about, which is weight loss. Now that you have finally lost a certain amount of weight, of which you will still lose more at the long run, what are you to do to ensure that those weights don't come back again? Talking about having those once lost weights come back again, a lot of people have had this experience. At first, they were so happy and feel great to have a lean body, but as time went on, they gradually gained back all the weight they had lost and even more. Usually, those who experience such kind of things are always discouraged and frustrated to try out any other weight loss program or use the same one that got them the lean body they were able to get at first. You see, most times, losing the weight is not hard a task for some people. After shedding those fats, that's when the real challenge starts for them, as they try all sorts of things and still end up gaining back all the weight they had lost and even more. If you have been battling with this problem for a long time, which I believe it will have been a long time for you to recognize it's a problem, then this is the time to finally call that problem off duty. Because the truth is here, and now is the time to stop that occurrence and get your life back once and for all. Now, the first question you actually want to answer is, what have you stopped doing? I am going to tackle this question from the standpoint of the Body Chisel Fitness program because it is the program I expect you to be using right now, which of course I think you're already using. Okay, in answering this question, there are so many things in the program you'll have to consider, ranging from the diet to the exercises to how you control your mind. You would have no problem getting an effective result if you're able to control your mind effectively, as I have talked about in week 1. But if you haven't, it's likely going to have problems along the way, which would affect every other thing with the program. With that said, let's say you have lost your weight already, which of course is the reason for this topic, and you are having a hard time keeping the slim physique you have worked so hard to achieve. Here are some things you want to consider. You want to consider sticking to your new lifestyle. The mistake a lot of people make after losing weight using a particular program is that they go back to the same old lifestyle that got them very fat in the first place. One thing you have to know about weight loss is that it is a lifestyle that needs to be jealously guarded for the rest of your life if you want to maintain that great physique you have. A lifestyle is not something you jump into when you need a particular change and opt out when you have achieved it. It is way more than that. Just like the name implies, lifestyle. It has to be something that is part of your life, and as you know, it is supposed to be forever. So if you have declined from the lifestyle this program has helped you cultivate, there is no way you will be able to maintain that new body of yours. Simply put, want a new body? Get a new lifestyle. The interesting part of this program is that the lifestyle change is not an extreme makeover that needs you to totally put away everything you knew about life before you started with the program. It is a simple adjustment of your way of living to get you the desired result. And if after making the few changes we advise you to make, We expect that you should hang on to it for the rest of your life. Think about it. If this new way of life can get you this amazing body you never thought was possible, it simply means you need that same lifestyle to maintain your present body weight. Now, another thing you want to consider is keeping up with exercises. I must admit this for real. Exercising is of the toughest things to maintain after weight loss, most especially if you are the very busy type. One thing is imminent in everybody after a particular goal has been reached or achieved, and that is a nonchalant attitude towards that which they need to keep doing. Now, I won't lie to you. I wasn't in any way a superman when I had to fight my way to a great body and still keep it that way. Sculpting my body wasn't easy. Keeping it lean was even tougher for me because at that point I felt like I had arrived and there is nothing to worry about. But when I remembered that, that was the attitude that got me nowhere close to my ideal body in the first few instances that I tried. I had to sit up and keep at what I was doing. There is no doubt you will be faced with similar challenges or even tougher after achieving the body of your dream. You might start creating excuses for yourself why some other things have to take a high priority in your life than exercising to keep your body slim and fit. I repeat it. It happened to me. I practically abandoned exercising for more than 2 weeks at some point. Sometimes it was even more. Then I noticed that I was feeling heavy and couldn't do the same thing I was doing at the early stages of my fit body. The feeling of defeat and embarrassment I felt when I was fat rushed back to my head and I had to return to exercising again. Seriously, I had no choice. The feeling was really bad. It was terrible and I didn't want that again. Now, why am I saying all this? You see, even though dieting alone can help you lose weight, being strong and fit comes through exercising. As you know, life demands that you are strong in order to survive its everyday fury. I know that everyone might not have the same amount of time set out for exercising. Some others might only be able to put in a very little amount of time for exercising coupled with a job that's not very physically tasking. You can only depend on one main thing to maintain your weight, and that is through your diet. Lack of activity will mean fewer calories burned in the process of your day-to-day activity. And the only way to ensure that you're not packing on more fats in your body as a result of less physical activities is to lower the amount of calories you consume daily compared to when you were really involved in physical activities. But be careful how much calories you cut off your daily meal consumption, lest you're getting too little for your body to function optimally, which may mar your weight loss result and give you reason to gain weight again. So refer to week 2 whenever you're stuck on this issue of diet, okay? Because I've dealt with everything that has to do with diet in that week of the video. Now, another thing you also need to consider is keeping up with your diet. There is no way I will talk about exercise that I won't talk about diet. As you know, dieting is the bedrock of any effective weight loss program. If after you have lost weight as much as you want to, and you finally need to maintain it, a lot of other stuff can afford to be forgotten and tossed aside. But your diet is definitely not one of them. You can get all busy as you want and miss out on exercises and a lot of other stuff in your life. If you miss out on a proper diet, there will be no escape route for you. Weight gain will be the next thing to do with you again. With that said, here are some of my rules that would help you maintain your weight if you abide by them. These are simple weight maintenance rules which I expect that you stick to. Now, these rules come in 2 ways. The first rules are under the things you must do, and the other set of rules are under the things you should never do when maintaining your weight. So let's start with what you should do. From my number 1, you should ensure that you set an incentive for yourself for every weight maintenance goal achieved. The main challenge in maintaining your current body weight is focus. If you can successfully get yourself to focus on your goal, you can say that you are halfway successful. One of the most interesting ways to get yourself to focus, most especially when it has to do with your body, is to set up a reward for every goal you achieve. The simple way of doing this is by writing each goal on a piece of paper and beside each one should be the reward that comes alongside his achievement. Afterwards, paste it on your notice board and walk towards it. A good reward could be a new shoe, a dress, and a trip to your favorite places or country in the world or something. Just make sure that the reward is focus commanding enough for you, and never forget to place a clear picture of your incentive where you can see it all the time alongside your goal. Another thing is, eat small meals before attending any party. Not many people really pay attention to this, but you should pay attention to this. One thing is for sure, when you attend parties, decadent foods will be served, and you are not likely to refuse them when they are served. In as much as I know that attending social gatherings are inevitable, it is wise to know that unhealthy foods will be served, so prepare yourself for them. A good preparation is by eating small meals before leaving your house. This will help you curb your urge for these foods. Another thing is to make sure that you make up your mind on what not to eat. You can choose to eat the simple stuff that won't jeopardize your goal, because you can't just go ahead and eat everything they offer you just because you cannot refuse. You can choose to eat the things you need to eat. Don't just eat anything that will jeopardize your weight loss goals. Now, another thing you want to consider is about attending holiday gatherings. Are you attending holiday gatherings? It is best to take your own meal with you. It might sound weird, but that is what you should do. If you're attending a holiday gathering with your friend or visiting a family member for Thanksgiving, it will be wise to take your meal with you if you know that what they will be serving is likely going to be a calorie laden that could sabotage your goal. Tell you what, they will definitely criticize you for doing so. Well, I will if you did that to me too. But come to think of it, who cares about the criticism? This is your body we're talking about here. If you look great, these same people would compliment you for that. But you can fix the criticism by a simple explanation of what your goals are, and I'm sure they would understand. So the fourth thing is, plan your workout routine for times when you are traveling or too busy to go to the gym. At this point, you definitely need something easy but intensive enough to stimulate your body the right way to increase your metabolism. Allot a small amount of time to your workout, no matter how busy you are. If you're traveling, you can download some of the exercises to your iPod for guidance. Just make sure you have what you need to exercise with when you know that you can't go to the gym. The next thing is to join a support group. This is very helpful. The truth of the matter is that it might be difficult to lose weight alone. No matter how determined and focused you are, if you can't afford it, then join a support group. The point is that you have some people to encourage you during your weight loss journey and also keep you motivated to maintain your weight. This will help you a lot. For example, other people might stop you from indulging into chocolate bar that you usually like, which isn't good for you. If you can't find any physical support group around you, online internet support groups can also be very helpful. There are various free forums online where you can find the support that you need. Try searching online for online weight loss support groups or similar, and you will find quite a number of them to make a choice from. All you just need to do is register and become a member, and you're part of the forum. Now to the other part of the thing you should never do. Number one is, you should never set unrealistic goals for your weight maintenance. You see, setting unrealistic goals is the sure way to backtrack or lose focus whenever those goals are not achieved. Always remember that losing weight wasn't easy, and maintaining your present weight would never be easy either. So be kind to yourself. Remember that change is challenging and takes time and effort. The next thing you want to avoid is skip meals. Don't ever do that. Skipping meals will make you want more the next time you get around to eat. The key to maintaining your weight is eating more often. Now, frequent small healthy meals will help you tame your craving and also fire up your metabolism. Now, another thing you shouldn't do is never ever focus on what you shouldn't eat. Focusing on those foods that are not healthy for you would make eliminating them tougher. So therefore, Focus instead on those wonderful, healthy food choices that would help you maintain your weight. Now, the next thing you really want to stay clear of is never to attempt to do it all at once or do it all alone. You might be strong, but in this part, never try to do your weight maintenance all alone. It doesn't really work as you think. What you just need to do is enlist the help of a good and loyal friend and be accountable to each other. Give yourselves conditions, but never allow unhealthy eating habits in each other. That's a very good way to avoid trouble when you're trying to maintain your weight. Now, the fifth thing you should never do is don't ever forget to punish yourself when you yield to temptation. You see, a lot of people really leave this out. They don't know that pain also has its own contribution. Now, I talked about that in week 1, how you can use pain to motivate yourself in doing the right thing. If you can reward yourself for achieving a goal, then you should be able to punish yourself too. Because punishment and reward are two great motivators to keep you on track towards your goal. If you yield to a temptation, go ahead and punish yourself. You can do that by writing the punishment of not achieving a particular goal beside the goal, just like you did the reward. And make sure to do either as due to the achievement or failure of your set goal. The fact that you fail doesn't mean you should keep beating yourself up for it. Simply take the simple punishment that you have set for yourself and move on with your life while you set out to achieve the goal the next time. Ensure the punishment is simple but painful enough to motivate you not to fail the next time. One more thing I need you to remember when trying to maintain your weight after you have lost it is to manage your stress. I have talked about managing your stress in the program, and I hope you were listening. If you didn't quite get what I said earlier about it, you can refer to it. Listen to it again and again until you're fully aware of what to do when you're stressed. You see, because stress is not good for your health, as it could damage a lot of things about your life as a whole, not just for fitness. So endeavor to keep your stress on check as you go on with your daily activities. If you can follow the rules I just laid out for you, then no worries on maintaining your weight, because that is practically all you need to do to ensure that your body maintains that great shape you have worked very hard to attain, and not some freaking mistakes or lack of knowledge would cost you all the hard work. Now let's move to the next topic in this week of the Body Chisel Fitness program. I'm sure you're enjoying the information, right? Now the next thing I want to talk about is the 4 destructive habits that make you gain weight even after you have lost it. You see, I know that by now you should already know why people gain weight. It's simply because you eat more calories than your body needs to function daily. Usually, when that happens, you can only expect one thing to happen, and that is for your body to store the excess calories that were not used up during your daily activity as fat. Of course, you also already know that fat is weight on its own. So storing up fat is adding up more weight to your body, which is a fact of how the body gains weight. The interesting part of this is that the fact about fat can be controlled if we will only choose the right habits to live by. If you do anything different from the right and healthy habits to keep you slim for life, it will only result to weight gain. So here are some of the 4 worst and most destructive habits that I think you should get rid of if you already have them. Number 1 is eating too much food daily. And that is a no-brainer. You should already know that because I think I mentioned that earlier. The fact to gaining weight is consuming more calories than your body requires for normal bodily functions. If you find yourself eating too much than you need, and you see that you are far bigger in size than what you picture or imagine of yourself, then there is no need to be surprised about how you got that much weight. Thus, bad habit has created too many fat people than I can count in the whole wide world, which is why I tag it as one of the most destructive bad habits for weight gain. One of the reasons for this bad habit is when people can't control their urge for food. Eating everything that comes your way is not in any way going to pay off at the long run. You will definitely get the satisfaction that you want at that moment, but afterwards, that satisfaction turns into fat that leaves you looking the worst you can ever think of. If you have this problem and it seems like you can't handle it all by yourself, the best thing to do is get someone else with the same goal of reducing food consumption in your goal. Together, work towards that achievement, motivating each other all the way until you can comfortably say you can carry on by yourself. Another thing you can do for yourself is to plan your daily meal. I have talked about how to plan your meal properly in week 2, and I hope you go back to it and watch the video again. You never can tell how much this will help you manage your cravings for excess foods in a day. One more thing you need to access in order to fix this problem is to remember all the frustrations and embarrassment over weight has cost you. If you can do this, you will be able to reduce how much you eat every day. Never forget to aim for gradual change. Change that comes as a result of gradual steps taken is change held on to. So don't forget that. Now another thing is inactivity. And again, another habit that can cause you more pain than just weight gain. This habit doesn't start just in one day. It gradually builds up as you keep acting lazy each day that passes by. Continued, and you will have a big bad habit that will lead to weight gain and many other fatal health outcomes such as obesity and death as a result of the obesity. When you are physically inactive, there will be too many things that would go wrong apart from shooting up on your weight. You would also experience constant fatigue, lack of strength to finish up with normal daily activities, and other health implications. So if what you're thinking about is relaxing and enjoy yourself throughout the day, now you might want to think twice because that might give you temporal satisfaction, but at the long run, you won't be able to have such satisfaction as you wish. So get yourself off that couch now and do something physically challenging. Another thing a lot of people do is watching too much TV. Watching a lot of television can make you do two unhealthy things at the same time. The first being that it contributes to an inactive lifestyle, as well as making many of us consume calories that we don't need while watching TV. People often find that while sitting in front of the TV, they snack on energy-dense foods such as chocolate that leaves you craving more before the end of the day, and by doing this, the chances of staying lean are very slim. Now, if you're worried about your weight, take part in more daily physical activities. If your health permits, go ahead and do more. Try walking to your workplace, school, or your shops. Spend less time in front of the TV. Don't forget that you can be active while watching the TV, such as using an exercise bike while you watch the TV. Fun alone will ruin your life, so learn to mix fun and healthy activities into your lifestyle. Another thing some people do is they hardly get enough sleep. I know you might be saying the truth that you're actually busy and have to finish up with your assignment for the day. This happens to almost everybody at different stages of life. But in case when it becomes constant and you find yourself staying up late almost every night, then you should know that you have a bad habit you need to deal with. It might be hard to accept, but it is a reality you must awaken to. If you're not getting enough sleep in a day, you're most likely going to store fat at the long run. Many studies show a correlation with weight gain and deprivation of sleep. This is the reason why so many people will tell you that they are too tired to exercise. Why won't you be when the natural thing you're supposed to do to replenish your strength is being deprived you by yourself? Tell you what, it will be hard to exercise or even be productive if you're not getting enough sleep. So take an hour or two of extra sleep if you're feeling tired or sluggish in the morning. It might be all you need to feel better throughout the day. Just 1 hour sleep, and it might just be the game changer for you. I'm hoping that you're not too used to any of these habits, that you feel they are not dangerous, because the moment you start feeling this way, the more likely you're going to indulge in such habit. As it is said, you might not know the destruction of a habit until it is full blown. You don't have to wait until you have to fight extra hard to get rid of one puny little habit. Start working towards eliminating it now before it is too late.